Hello geometry students, today we are going to do section 10.5 angle relationships in circle. In my last video I explained all the theorems based on section 10.5. Today we are going to do some problems. I have covered few problems from the textbook, and that is from page number 562 to 500. That is from 562 to 564, and the student journal problem, that's on page number 302. So let's start with textbook problems first. That already done in book, I would explain it. So our first one is few textbook problems from page number 562 to 564. So let's start with very first problem here. So here we have been given a line segment M. So you see the line segment is given here. That's the line segment to the tangent circle, is tangent to the circle, and find the measure of the red angle or arc. So what we have to do, we have to find the measure of red angle or arc. That's going to be, we have to find this angle. All right, we have to find this angle, and I know that already by tangents and intersected chord theorem, theorem 10.14, this angle is always going to be half of this intercepted arc. Whatever the angle is formed by the tangent and the chord, that's going to be half of the intercepted arc. So angle 1 is, because that is given 130, so that's going to be half of 130, and half of 130 is what? 65 degrees. All right, let's move to the next problem. Next problem here, they have given the same thing, but here instead of angle arc, they have given us the angle. You see, we have an here we have our, this is our tangent. All right, and then this is, it's tangent to the circle, so this angle is given, and we have been find the red portion, means I have to find this red arc. So this is the angle. Angle is always the half of the arc, means arc is always, this is always double of the angle. The angle I'm talking about, this one. All right, so here in this case KJL is going to be the twice of the angle 125. So our final answer is going to be 250. All right, let's move to example 2. So example 2, finding an angle measure. We have to find the angle measure, and in this case we are using angle inside the circle theorem. This one is going to be the inside one, and that's going to be the outside angle outside the circle theorem. So that's 10.15 and that's 10.16. So you can always check back. So here what they want you to find out, they want you to find value of x, and x is this angle, and we know whenever they're meeting inside, according to tangent in the angle inside the circle theorem, if they're meeting inside chords, so that's always the sum, half of the sum of the intercepted arcs. So this is the intercepted arc by this angle. Look at the arcs and add them and divide by 2. So we have here the main expression. It is this. X degree is what? Measurement of arc JM is JM, and then measurement of arc LK. So if you find it hard, you can simply plug it in your values. X degree is what? What you have to do, you have to simply add 130 and 156, and that is here. So you just add these two and divide it by 2, and your final answer is 143. Same thing you can do with the other problem where the chords, one is the here you have one tangent and one secant. So in this case we know this is the tangent and this is the secant. All right, so what happens, the angle is formed outside. Outside means, inside means sum over 2. Keep in mind, sum of the intercepted arc over 2. When it's outside means it's difference over 2, and difference means bigger minus smaller arc. So for this angle, just look at this arc and this arc. Intercepted, how do I know it's intercepted? Which is lying inside the angle area. I won't consider, this is not going to be considered. All right, so we just have to consider this one and this one. So this one, so this 178 minus 76, that's 178 minus 76 is given here. If I have to find x, so you just take the difference and then divide by 2. So you can simply 178, if you want to write it, you just write it like this. That is also fine. Same thing. Take the difference and divide by 2, and your final answer is going to be x is 51. Let's move to the next problem. Problem number 3, finding angle measure. Now this is requiring using the circumscribed angle theorem. So first picture here, we have to find the value of x. We have to find value of x, and we have to see where is x. X is here. We have to find that. And one thing I know, this is outside angle and this is angle formed at center. So I just remember there was a theorem, circumscribed angle theorem, means these two angles, they're together supplementary. So what you can do, you can just x plus 135 is 180, or x is 180 minus 135, you can do anything. And so this is going to be your 180 minus 35. So x is finally your x is 45 degree, because that's this one, this angle. Let me use other color. So this is 135. So this angle and this angle, they're together 180. That's why it's 45. So we got x for the first case. Let's move to the second one. Same thing here, but here the only difference is, like, I know this is like, if they have given the central angle like this and x here, then it would have been so easier, but it's not given. But I know if this is x, this is the angle, inscribed angle x given here. So what is the measurement of this arc? I know the arc measurement is the always here. We know that this is the half and this is the twice of that. But here they have used inscribed angle theorem that says that angle EJF is half of measurement of arc EF. EJF is this x, this is going to be half of arc EF. We know that because that's the half. All right, so let me use different colors. So this angle is going to be the half of this. If that is the half, but I know that's a central angle. Central angle is the double of always this arc. All right, that's always double of this arc. So if it is a central angle, so EJF, if I just assume another line here, that's a central angle. So if this is x, so this is also x, and this is going to be 2x. All right, so they have explained here in a different way. I'll explain you my style. So this is 2x here, and this is 30, and that's a central. And we already know that in this case they're together. 2x plus 30 is what? They're supplementary. That's going to be 180. And then 2x is 150. Subtract 30 from both sides. Divide by 2 on both sides. That's 75. But what they have done, they just substituted the value here. They arc EF here. Arc EF is this one. Arc EF is this one, so that is equal to EGF. So EGF, the angle EGF is this one. That's going to be your, it's going to be same here. So if this is X, so this is going to be here 2X. Oh, I did a mistake. Let me just some small mistake here. Let me erase it. Yes, sorry, I did a mistake. So here, if this is X, so this is the inscribed angle. Here, that's an inscribed angle on circle. So that's X. So this is going to be here 2X. That's, and then this is 2X. So this is also 2X because that's the same. Yeah, and now it's correct now here. All right. So because the central angle and the intercepted arc, they're the same. All right, so let's move to the way they did it. So here arc EF, the measurement of arc EF, that's here. This is same as angle EGF is this one. The angles are same, so you just can replace it, definition of minor arc. And then EGF is actually what I know, that EGF, this angle and this angle, they are supplementary together. So we can write down this thing. We plug it in and that is given 30. We just substitute it, and then when we solve it, I get X equal to 75. Or you can simply do this thing, the thing I have done here, that's easier, less complicated. You know this is X. So let me again explain you if you're confused. If this is X, this angle is X, so I know that if the inscribed angle here on circle is X, so the intercepted arc is going to be 2X. If whatever the measurement of intercepted arc is the same as the measurement of the central angle, that's also 2X. So 2X plus 30 is 180 degree because they're supplementary, and then we can solve it. We get X equal to 75 degrees. So you can do that way also. Let's move to the first problem from our student journal. We're going to move problems of student journal, and very first problem here, we have 1, 2, 3, and here they say that CD is tangent to the circle. So we can see CD is given here. CD is, this one is CD, that's the tangent to the circle. And what we have to do, we have to find indicated measure. So very first thing is measurement of arc ABC. Where is ABC? I have to find AB, angle ABC, this one. So that's so easy. I know that's a tangent, so it's making the whole angle is how much? This whole angle is how much? That's 180 degree. So if that is 180 degree, so it means if I have to find only this angle, so they're straight angles, so that's very simple. That's going to be 180 minus 70, and that's 110 degrees. That's your answer. All right, so let's move to another problem. There they say find the arc AB. If they say arc AB, so it means they're referring to this arc. Whenever they have to refer to this arc, they won't say arc AB, they will say arc AEB. All right, so keep in mind arc AB is only this one here in this case. And we know by tangents and intersected arc chords theorem that this angle is always the half of this arc. So this is always twice. This is always twice of this angle. So if this is 70, that's going to be twice, means that's going to be 2 times 70. If you know the angle, then arc is always twice. So that's going to be 140 degrees. That's our answer for this problem. So let's move to the another problem here. Another problem is we have to find arc AEB. arc AEB is, where is it? It is the bigger one, AEB. Now they have included the midpoint, the point which is in the middle, somewhere on the arc, so that you can easily differentiate between the smaller and major arc, minor and major arc. So you have to find this. So you can find it the same way if you know this angle. That angle we already got in our last in question number 1, that is 110. So this is always going to be twice of that angle, or you can say this is half of this one. So if I have this is 110, so this is going to be twice, so it's going to be 2 times 110 degrees, and that's going to be 220 degrees. And all 3 questions involve which theorem? It involved tangent and intersected chord theorem 10.14 from this section. Let's move to the next problems. Question number 4. So 4 and 5, we are going to use tangents and intersected chords theorem 10.14 here, and then again the same theorem, and they have given some information here. So some information is what they have given: measurement of arc ADB. Where is arc ADB? AD, keep in mind you have to pay attention to this symbol here. That's the arc symbol, so it's not an angle. ADB. They have given this arc measure, and that is how much? That is 220. And I said arc is always, this is twice of the angle between the chord and the tangent here. So whatever the angle here, that's going to be always half of this one, or whatever is this angle, this one is going to be always double of that. And measurement of angle B is given. B is given how much? They have given B is, this is 21 degrees. Alright, now let's move to the question what they want us to find. They want us to find measurement of arc AB. So measurement of arc AB, in order to find that, we need to have for this arc I have to have this angle. Or let's see one thing, it's so easy here. If this full arc is 220, so measurement of arc is AB is just this arc. So I have been given the major arc, only I have to find the minor arc. Arc addition postulate. So I know the whole circle is how much? This is 220 here, so this is going to be, total is 360, so that's going to be 360 minus 220, and that's what? 140 degrees. That's very simple. So here we didn't needed this angle. We don't. Why to do a harder way when we have an easier way to solve it. All right, so let's move to the next question, that angle ACB. We have to find measurement of angle ACB, and where is that? That is here, ACB. We have to find this angle, and when I look at it, I feel like this looks like a, here it looks like a triangle. Let me draw a proper line here. So this one, when I consider these lines, this looks like a triangle. I need to have 2 angles to find my this green one. So I wish I can get this red angle here, this red angle somehow, but I know the arc is 220 here. This arc is given 220, so this angle is always half. I know that. I can always find this angle, so that's going to be angle A. So measurement of angle CAB is half of 220, and that's going to be 110. So I got this is 110. Now it's a triangle, and you can use triangle sum theorem. Use triangle sum theorem, and you can simply get that if that angle is not given here, just assume, I like to assume it to be x. So x plus 110 plus 21 is 180. Just add 110 and 21. So in this case you're going to get your answer when you solve it. X is 180 minus 131. You actually, there is a middle step. When you add these two, you get 131, and subtract 131 from both sides. So x is going to be 49 degrees. That's your answer. All right, so we're done with this problem. Let's move to question number 6. Here in this 6 to 7 we are going to use angle inside the circle theorem. Here what we are supposed to find, we have to find value of x. X is here, and they're intersecting inside. Whenever it is inside, keep in mind inside means sum over 2, sum of the intercepted arcs over 2, sum over 2. So x is here, intercepted arcs are like this one, these are the intercepted arcs. So how do we do that? X is what? 50 plus 92 over 2, and you solve it, simplify, you get 142 over 2, that's 71. Your answer is 71 for this question. Let's move to next problem. So that's little complicated. Like in the previous one, we got this one or this one. Actually, they both are going to be same. Why? Because they're vertical. If like in the previous question, if this was x, this is also x. It doesn't matter which one they give you. I wish I could get this one somehow. But when I look at it, I see the whole angle is 180, and if I just want this value, how much is this? So that's actually what that is. So suppose if I just assign it some variable here, that is, or if I just want this, suppose if I make it O. So if I want measurement of angle DOC, that is going to be what? 180 minus 5x minus plus 14, and that is what? When you simplify it, 180 minus 5x minus 14, and when you simplify it, your final answer is going to be 166 minus 5x. So now I know that this value is how much? The one we are looking for. This is 166 minus 5x. No matter which one they give you, the same, because these two are vertical angle, and for that we have to have the intercepted arc, then intersecting inside. So this is the intercepted arc. So what you have to do, inside means this angle, if you have given this, so this plus this over 2. All right, so now we are going to have 166 minus 5x, that is actually what? Add the intercepted arcs, 97 plus 35 over 2, and then when you just simplify it, don't worry if your left side is an expression, simplify the right hand side, that's 132 over 2, then 166 minus 5x is equal to what? When you simplify, that's 66, and then add 55x to the both sides and subtract 66 to the both sides. So you're getting 5x is equal to 100, and divide by 5 on both sides, x equal to 20. So you can check the calculation how that is done. So your answer is 20 for this one. So let's move to the very last two problems. Here you can see this is a tangent and this is a secant. This is a tangent, this is a tangent. And where are they meeting? They're meeting outside. They're meeting outside. Here, They're meeting here. Outside. Outside is always difference of arc over 2. And difference means the bigger arc, major arc minus minor arc. So we have to look for the angle here. This angle is given. And then what are the intercepted arcs? Arcs, you have to always look for the arc which are inside the mouth of this angle, not anything which is lying outside, not this one. This is not covered. So let me remove it. So only this and this one are considered intercepted arc. So when you look at it, this is the major arc, this one is the major, and this is minor. So when you write your expression, so 38, the angle formed outside is the difference over 2. Keep in mind. So difference is what? X minus 72 over 2. And then what you need to do in order to solve for x, just up to you, cross multiply. I like cross multiplying. So you just cross multiply like this. X minus 72 is 2 times 38. X minus 72 is, that's going to be 76. Add 72 on both sides. 76 plus 72, and that's going to be 148. That's your answer. Alright, let's move to question number 9. 9 is, same thing, we have to find x. I know they're meeting outside. Our intercepted arcs, you have to always cover the one which is inside the mouth of the mouth of the angle. So this minus that. So that's a major one, and this is the minor one. Take the difference. So 28 is what? 4x plus 8 minus 3x plus 2. I took the difference over 2. I would just simplify the numerator on the right. First, 4x plus 8 minus 3x minus 2 over 2. Now 28 is what? 4x minus 3x, combine the like term, that's going to be x. 8 minus 2 is, that is 6 over 2. Now cross multiply the way I always said. So when I cross multiply, x plus 6 is equal to 2 times 28. And again x plus 6 is what? 56. And then subtract 6 from both sides. X equal to 50. That's your final answer. I hope you got 10.5. Any question, any trouble, leave in the comment box. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you so much. Stay safe.